Neda, thank you very much. Neda Tawfik in New York. And with me here in the studio is the lawyer and broadcaster Andrew Eborn. Andrew, thank you very much for joining me on the programme. And, you know, we've already heard Donald Trump attack the justice system, attack this trial process that he's been through. I guess we will expect to hear more of that when he does speak to the media soon. Does that concern you, and do you think the system can cope with this kind of attack from someone like Donald Trump? I
think Donald Trump is a master media manipulator. He predicted what's going to happen, and the more things that were thrown at him, the more his popularity rises. And that's what's going to happen on this sort of basis. I mean, it is fascinating in the US that nothing prevents you, as far as criminal courts are concerned, from being president. The only requirements are that you're 35 years old. Well, he doubles that. He's 77. Basically, you're born in the USA and have been there for at least 14 years. Criminal convictions are irrelevant, but it's not the first time in history that we've had a presidential candidate basically standing. In 1920, there was the Socialist Party nominee Eugene V. Debs, who ran from jail. Basically, he was serving a 10-year sentence for basically encouraging his supporters to resist World War I draft. And he brilliantly, rather like Trump has done and controlled the narrative, he got little people to wear these buttons with convict number 9653 on it. And this is what Donald will do. He will turn around and basically get that to his advantage. You get the merchandise. You might remember the mugshot. And he raised millions as a result of that. I think that what's going to happen is going to galvanise his supporters as a result of it. Yeah,
not that we're expecting him to be running any campaign from jail, of course. It's likely that he will be fined. But yeah, that galvanising of support, will it also galvanise voters who are undecided? Will it galvanise people who naturally affiliate with the Democrats to actually get out there and make sure they vote for Joe Biden?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. A lot of pundits are going out there and saying, well, actually, those who are undecided are unlikely to vote for him now he's been found guilty. He will, of course, appeal. They've got 30 days in which to do that. And there's a number of grounds on which they could look at that. I mean, the testimony of Stormy Daniels was excessive. It was completely unnecessary to go into such lurid details for what is effectively about records and making sure that the business records are dealt with appropriately. It wasn't to do with whether or not he had an affair with Stormy Daniels or any sort of relationship with her, because that wasn't a criminal offence. The paying of money wasn't a criminal offence. The question is how you use or declared that money on appropriate forms.
With your legal hat on, given that he has broken gag orders during the trial, and given the way he's speaking now, do you think that might have an impact on his sentencing?
Well, it's interesting, and the judge has been quite measured, I think, so far in terms of this. I think it could. The short answer is, of course it could. If it's contempt of court, there's extra sort of penalties that could be imposed. I think most people are right, however. He's not going to go to jail on this. It's probably likely to be a fine. There will be an appeal process, but that's going to be way after the November election. What's interesting, it's November the 5th over in the States, which is obviously fireworks day over here. We're having our election on July the 4th, which is fireworks day in America. So it's a sort of reversed tactic, which nobody's pointed out yet.
Oh, and now you have. Andrew, thank you very much. Andrew Eborn, lawyer and broadcaster. And just a reminder,